this one's way behind. I think I see 500, 1,000, 1,500 should be able to get this. So let's go ahead, prepare, look for right beside this, like somewhere. How about here? That'll work just fine too. What about we'll be back? Keep it about there. Should do it.
Speaker Johnson wants President Biden to take executive actions to fix the border rather than waiting on Congress to pass legislation. Haley, back to you. President Biden is visiting the border on Thursday. Is he expected to announce any executive actions? He is considering executive actions to deal with immigration issues, but he isn't expected to announce anything on this trip, instead focusing on what he wants Congress to do to address the border problems.
4. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, going 95. I'm gonna hit you with my baseball bat, clip you three, dude. Ever crank 90s on your kitty?
This press conference just 1 month before the 1-year anniversary of the Covenant school shooting. Advocates pointing.
Who are you looking for, sir?
Similar to actually the purpose of this call about the compensation money regarding the road traffic accidents that happened within the past 2 years. Do you remember anyone hit you and that was not your fault?
To the final two, and I'll make my choice.
So my dad's not here. My mom's not here.
Sure, we do have some other races. We've got tax assessor.
My dad's not here. My mom's not here. So which one you want?
So there's plenty of choices
Do you
out
have
there
any
besides
kind
the
of
presidential
accident? Do you
race.
remember
And
anyone
some
hit
people
you
may
and
be
that
thinking
was
big
not your
picture,
fault?
but really, the people who
Sir, I'm only 17, so I'm not driving that much. No.
That's going to affect your daily life.
Sure, you know, I like to tell students that if you want to talk about what
He hang up.
starts, you need to think about your school board person as opposed to the presidential race.
Right. So we kind of forget about, we think it's a smaller thing, but really it's not. It's more, close to us and how it will affect us. Thanks for being with us today. And if you would like to watch this interview again, you can look up this segment on our website under the Watch tab. Just click on latest video and look for Neighborhood Impact.
This is a News 2 Storm Tracker Weather Alert.
Strong storms are possible. In Kentucky.
Jump through. Woo. One.
So let's
That
talk
one.
about the big picture. We had a warm
Boom.
front that's pushed
Bang.
through already today.
Boom.
It's going to continue
Boom.
to make its way through Tennessee
Boom.
and Kentucky. But coming in
Bop.
swinging is this
Bop.
cold front.
Bop.
That's going to push in much colder air.
Jump over.
And that chance for these strong
Jump over.
storms. So
Jump
right
over.
now,
Jump
we're only
over.
a few sprinkles of
Jump
rain
over.
coming together. As we get closer
Yoink.
to about 2 a.m.,
Yoink.
that's when we'll start
Yoink.
seeing some activity closer to Paducah. So temperatures now.
I got them bunnies.
74
Bunnies.
degrees in Nashville and
Y'all can't stop these
73
bunnies.
in Shelbyville,
I got them
74
hops.
in Columbia, 72 in Lebanon, and the plateau was sitting in the 60s. So wind gusts
I
are
got them
currently
bunnies.
from about 24 to 37
Hold
miles
up.
per hour.
I'm gonna jump over him. Jump over him one more time.
Warm air fills
Yoink.
in. That's why temperatures are still so high.
Yoink.
That's not going to stay the case, though, as we
Yoink.
go into tomorrow. So it's going to be an upside down day with temperatures starting off in the 60s and dropping with this cold front coming in with cooler air. So by
One
Friday,
claw
that's when we
toilet,
start
two
seeing
claw
storms
toilet,
coming together.
3,
These isolated
4,
cells that
5,
come out at the beginning,
6,
this is what's
7,
happening for that spot
8,
because we
9,
some rotation in
10,
this line.
11,
This line continues to
12.
congeal and make its way over central Middle Tennessee,
Two up
including
here.
Jackson County. That's when we're really expecting for these
And
thunderstorms to get pretty noisy. And then we're going to
there's
stay
2
noisy
jetpack police toilets. Well, not
when
one.
the back end of this storm, we're actually going to see that chance for some snow for us because such cold air is coming through. So what are we expecting temperature-wise? As I said, starting off in the 60s, but then by 7 p.m., we're going to be in the 30s. So it's going to be a quick temperature drop. Might make you feel a little bit sick tomorrow because there's going to be such a big change in pressure. And then overnight temperatures drop into the 20s.
I'm feeling up my love. Oh, yes, I'm so lonely. Wake up, wake up in the morning. Oh, say up in the morning. Oh my God.
Especially because we are going to be warmer and that chance for rain is going to be a lot more slim. So
Wake up.
and strong storms. Gonna be Wednesday morning, but then we're going to deal with
I feel max him out.
the rest of the afternoon on Wednesday.
Wake up.
Followed by a dry day on Thursday, and then that chance for some sprinkles.
I'm trying to max all my units out before I push out another one. Try that.
For these to be severe. So temperatures quickly drop as we see these stronger storms coming through. Again, you need to be weather alert through the overnight hours in the early morning. Then we are going to see temperatures return to the 50s going into Thursday after a very cold morning. Rain chances come back Friday and Saturday, and then temperatures are going to be making it to the mid-70s by Sunday. I would say that's your best day of the week, finishing out the week on a high note, and then that rain chance does return, getting closer to Monday and Tuesday, Haley.
Thank you, Shelby. Surge pricing being tested at a big fast food chain. How the time you go to Wendy's in the future could affect how much you pay. That's next on News 2 at 3. And here's today's poll. Vote by scanning this QR code and going online to WKRN.com. Are you willing to pay to use a choice lane? Let us know.
Everything about a big truck crash is serious. At Ponce Law, we give these cases the urgent attention they demand. As soon as you call us, our truck response team jumps into action, gathering evidence, talking to witnesses, getting police reports, and reconstructing the accident in order to build a powerful legal case for you. We're your on-the-scene big truck team. So if you've been injured, call the real truck lawyers at Ponce Law. Call Ponce Law. Justice for all. 615-244-4321.
Be advised, this is your once-in-a-lifetime chance to save thousands on a hot tub and swim spa Friday through Sunday. Millions of dollars in factory direct 2024 inventory. The Fairgrounds, Nashville. Hundreds of different models to choose from. See the revolutionary swim spa. Exercise, swim, and relax without the expensive maintenance of a pool. Hot tubs in stock, ready for delivery. Save thousands. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. The Fairgrounds, Nashville. Free admission. Call 855-SPOT-TIP.
Enter a world that's full of adventure. Ripley's Aquarium of the Smokies, where fun is sure to follow you home.
For everyone who's endured the bad seat, finally, sweet, sweet redemption. The Lexus TX. 3-row luxury that treats every seat like the best seat.
Make your resolutions a reality with a membership to the YMCA. Our friendly and supportive community is here to help you get in the best shape of your life. Start reaching your goals today at trythey.com.
The guaranteed offer is the easiest way to sell your home. No home inspections, no lock boxes, no open houses. Go to marchbank.com to get a guaranteed offer and start paying.
Important stories every night. Watch News 2 at 5, followed by World News Tonight.
Big changes coming to one of the biggest fast food chains in the country. Wendy's is set to test surge pricing, so the cost of your burger would actually change depending on the time of day. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis has the details.
2-day sales.
But starting soon, depending on the time of day, you might get a different answer. Wendy's, the country's second largest burger chain with 6,000 locations, announcing that starting next year, menu prices will fluctuate during the busiest times of day, meaning you could be paying as much as $1 more for that Baconator during the lunch rush.
Historically, companies just set one price that was constant across time. Pricing algorithms allow companies to change prices throughout the day.
Wendy's CEO announcing his company will spend $20 million on high-tech digital menu boards that can update prices in real time, meaning surge pricing, which used to be reserved for rideshare companies, airlines, and hotels, could be coming to a drive-thru near you.
During the busy times, they can obviously increase profits then, and also some consumers.
The new surge pricing is getting a frosty reception online, with one user on X writing, "Surge pricing is just price gouging by any other name." Wendy's telling ABC News in a statement that the decision can allow them to be competitive and flexible with pricing, motivate customers to visit, and provide them with the food they love at a great value. For ABC News, Rebecca Jarvis, New York. More people means more traffic on our roads. How lawmakers are hoping to alleviate some congestion and highways. Plus, a local entrepreneur makes waves on Shark Tank with his smart plant filter. And a fruit coffee. The first Harry Potter book was sold for $1,000 when the stake was inside this event.
Stepping up, he's gonna run it. Power Sports has the full line of 2024 Yamaha Wave Runners to get you there. Purchase an in-stock 24 Yamaha Wave Runner by March 31st. Cool Springs Power Sports will give you a $500 accessory or trailer credit to increase your purchasing power. Franklin at 296 West McEwen Drive. For mile west to I-65 and exit 67.
Online at CXPRadio.com. You're live.
This News 2 program is sponsored by Destin for Walton Beach, Florida. Ready for an unforgettable adventure for the whole family? Customize your next little adventure with our filter tool.
When you need a fighter, you need us. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
Make your backyard relaxing with Hot Springs Spas at Music City. Hot tubs, swim spas, and saunas. So many options. Hot Springs Spas at Music City. A new perfect home partner. Honoring Black history. We salute Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and acknowledge those who inspired. Andrew Jones, civil rights leader, former Congressman, Mayor of Atlanta, who worked hand in hand with Dr. King.
Please, can I date you?
Ponzi Law is the only firm with the Ponzi Crash Cam network, giving us instant access to traffic cameras in Middle Tennessee to prove your case. So if you've been injured, call Ponzi Law today. Ponzi Law, justice for all.
Today is a News 2 Weather Alert Day.
I'm Danielle Breezy, and I'm tracking threatening weather across Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky today. Watch News 2 for weather alerts impacting you. The News 2 Weather Authority team, local weather coverage you can count on. A rare proof copy of the first Harry Potter book, bought for 16 cents in 1997, has sold now for more than $18,000 at auction. The uncorrected proof copy of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was sold by Hanson's Auctioneers. The title page mistakenly states the author's name as J.A. Rowling instead of J.K. Rowling. And on the other side, Joanne Rowling. The seller said she found the book in 1997 at a secondhand shop in Crystal Palace among piles of books. And that paid off. That does it for News 2 at 3. News 2 at 4 with Mark starts right now.
This is a News 2 breaking news alert.
And we need to start with that breaking news right now. An Amber Alert has just been issued for missing Hendersonville teenager Sebastian Rogers. News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry is in the Shackle Island Volunteer Fire Department area. Caitlin, crews are urgently trying to find him before this colder weather gets into our area. What's the latest on the search tonight?
Absolutely, Mark. And as the sun begins to set out here, crews are preparing those drones and night vision to continue that search for Sebastian Rogers. As of right now, the search is over 24 hours. They have been searching for Sebastian Rogers, and it is an all-hands-on-deck effort to assist in this search. This afternoon, there are over 150 people in the search party. Crews assisting are TBI, Hendersonville Police, Goodlettsville Police, Sumner County EMS, and Rutherford County Fire and Rescue, just to name a few of the many. Officials tell me Sebastian Rogers is an autistic 15-year-old with glasses, dirty blonde hair, and was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt and sweatpants around midnight Sunday night. One of the risks is that Rogers was on medications.
Only increases the volatility of the situation. The medicine was there, obviously to treat his autism, so how he responds to that once the medicine is out of his system is really not my expertise, but I do know that it's going to have a negative effect on him.
The Sumner County Sheriff's Office is urging all nearby residents to search their garages, barns, any open spaces that Sebastian could be hiding, as well as checking that home surveillance video too for any sighting of him. And then as well, you can visit our website, WKRN.com, for that tip line number to call in. And as always, we'll continue to bring you live updates from the scene as the afternoon progresses. Live in Sumner County, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2.
All right, Caitlin, thank you so much. So we wanted to know the difference between an endangered child alert and then an Amber Alert, which just came down for Sebastian. Now, we researched on the TBI's website. An endangered child alert is issued when there's a concern for a child's safety. The TBI issues an Amber Alert when it believes a child is in imminent danger. Also tonight, we're weather alert for strong wind, possible storms headed into tomorrow. Let's go to Danielle Breezy. She's live in Mount Juliet. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing out there, and of course we want an update on this weather as well. It's already looking kind of windy.
I was going to say, Mark, the winds are definitely picking up here. We're at Stoner Creek Elementary. It's for their big steam night tonight. We're going to be talking all about severe weather, how to keep you and your family safe when severe weather hits. And I want to talk about the wind, though, because first of all, if you look here, this is a wind gauge here, and it's up to about 16.4 miles per hour. The wind gust could be even stronger in some spots. That's why we have a wind advisory in place. And I want to show you that here on our weather graphics. That wind advisory in effect as late as 3 p.m. on Wednesday for all of Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. Now, wind gusts have been as high as 38 miles per hour today. As you look right now, most of those winds are gusting anywhere from about, say, 29 to 30 to 33 miles an hour in some locations. So it is windy. Those winds coming out of the south and west, so it is a warm wind. But it's a 1-2 punch with the system. We've got the wind out ahead of it. And then as you look here, this is the Storm Prediction Center outlook through 6 a.m. Wednesday. And you see now the marginal risk in green there. That has been extended into Clarksville now, so Montgomery County, parts of Robertson, Stewart County, and then the slight risk is up for Trade, Christian, and most of Muhlenberg County there. That's a 2 out of 5. What we're anticipating is all modes of severe weather, including wind, hail, heavy rain, even possibility of an isolated tornado. And then you notice that SPC outlook after 6 a.m. on Wednesday expands east, does include Wilson County right here where I'm at, and goes into the plateau again. The modes of severe weather are everything from wind, rain,
underdeveloped, so he acts out aggressively. And the third reason, Stan has a small wing.
I did this to you. Stan. I hate that guy. He's not the guy who takes me to it. Yeah, he's looking good.
Police are investigating Investigators say they responded to a home isolated for a 911 call. This was on Sunday. The child was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, this is still an ongoing investigation, so right now the circumstances surrounding the shooting haven't been released. But police say once the investigation is complete, it will be presented to the district attorney's office. From 2010 to 2020, more than 600,000 people moved here to Tennessee. That's according to the State Department of Transportation. More people, you know what that means, more traffic. TDOT now has the okay to move forward with that toll lane project in Middle Tennessee, and that could help alleviate the road congestion. News 2's Corey Johnson has those details.
The Tennessee Department of Transportation is moving forward with toll lanes in Middle Tennessee. In a meeting Monday, the Transportation Modernization Board voted unanimously to start with I-24 from Nashville to Murfreesboro. Chairman Ely?
Motion is approved.
Driving on a toll lane is still years away. The first phase
after many studies, feasibility studies, congestion studies, and really it doesn't take a rocket science to know this is one of the most traveled corridors in the state. And with the anticipated growth in that area, we know that this particular corridor is one that really needs to be addressed.
For drivers, you might be wondering how much a smoother commute might cost you. TDOT says exact figures have not been decided yet for the project, as it's still early on in the process. After the studies are complete, TDOT will ask companies for bids to partner with the state.
A private entity will take on the cost, design, construction, maintenance of these projects, of this short project. Now, Tennessee will always own the road, the land, for essentially just releasing it. The private entity will take on that cost, but will recoup it through those user fees that those choice lanes will have.
As for when you can expect the work to start, you'll have to deal with the traffic at least for the next couple of years. The first phases of construction are not planned to start until the summer of 2026.
We're going to be doing everything we can to make sure we complete this project in the most efficient manner possible, because we do know how important it is for Middle Tennessee.
Corey Johnson, News 2.
All right, so we want to know, are you willing to pay to use a choice lane? Yes or no? You can use that QR code to weigh in right now or go to WPLN.com.
Try me. Okay.
Metro police are investigating a self-defense shooting involving a rideshare driver. The shooting was last night at the intersection of 16th Avenue North and Herman Street. Police say Kyron Gardner was shot and killed. Detectives say the rideshare driver called police reporting that he had been kidnapped at gunpoint by someone in his vehicle. After the call disconnected, he called again, saying he shot a man. Well, according to the driver, he gave Gardner a ride to a public housing area when the man became agitated, pulled a gun, and then started to make threats. The driver was released after giving his statement to authorities. Tonight, the FBI is investigating after a Covenant School employee received a threat. That employee telling investigators the threat was sent through an email. Now, yesterday, Metro Police, along with THP and a bomb dog, were out on the campus. Nothing was found. But right now, Metro Police are working with the FBI to find the origin of this threat. Well, if you're in Nashville, you can't miss them. Electric scooters along the sidewalks, on the streets as well. And the head of Nashville Department of Transportation says they're a hazard. But with 2,100 scooters in the city, what can be done to keep the sidewalks clear and safe? News' Evan Minster has been digging into that all-important question. Adam? Mark, they are everywhere and they're popular. Last year alone, there were 1.2 million scooter trips in Nashville. That data coming to us from Metro Nashville. But how these scooters are being used after those trips.
I've done this before with the Baitcast reel, but everyone told me
you can pick up and drop off a scooter pretty much anywhere. Riders are asked to leave their standing up and not in the way. But as you can see, that doesn't always happen. So NDOT hopes to set up areas where a scooter needs to be dropped off and it needs to be put in a specific spot to end the trip.
That's going to require that the scooters and the bicycles be picked up either from a docking station or from a corral and be delivered back to it. So we do not have the issue we have today with them being scattered everywhere all over the sidewalk that's creating a tripping hazard. And yes, I do have tripping hazards with scooters and bicycles.
And that says they're working to get these set up efficiently and effectively. There are a lot of them.
I don't know why he lifted weight.
A teenager is dead after
straight up, man. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Yeah. I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone. Yeah, I'm on the phone. Yeah. Yeah, man, I don't know what's going on.
Lost in the oncoming traffic and then hit that pole. The car rolled several times and then eventually stopped in a field. The driver has been identified as 16-year-old Christian Correa Gomez from White Bluff. No other information has been released. Now,
yeah, man. I don't know why you have to wait. Straight up, man. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Yeah. I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone, bro. Yeah, I'm on the phone.
I-65 if you're headed northbound, just south of Vietnam Veterans Boulevard, moving ahead just a little bit slowly at this hour. Now, east of the interstate, also watching an accident along my drive that crash situated near Madison Industrial Road. Now, this popped up for us during the 3 o'clock hour, but it's still persisting at this time with slower and medium speeds. Speaking of slower and medium speeds, this is I-40.
Come on, you gotta go to finish.
Towards South Nashville, 440 if you're headed eastbound on Noblesville Road, as well as I-24 east out in Antioch. But if you're making your way westbound on I-24 coming from the Lavon area, near Walden Road, also watching the area as it can slow down. Quick look at our drive times right now across the board. Fairly moderate for us as we're heading up to Murfreesboro. It'll be a minute out.
Corey, thank you. All right, speaking of road, a dangerous pothole is catching the attention of drivers in Nashville. We had a chance to speak with a Nashville driver who hit this bump yesterday on the way to Paragon Mills. Blew his tire from that. He says while he was figuring out what to do, he ended up witnessing another driver do the same thing. Actually blew 2 tires, that one. Now, we spoke with the owner of a car wash on that street. He says he'd see at least 5 people a day get their cars damaged from this pothole. And he resorted to putting his own traffic cones around the spot so he can let drivers know. Now, we spoke to the driver who says he can't afford to get another flat tire.
I'm gonna move the car.
You know, I'd rather not see that, but it happens. So yeah, I'm usually able to tell unless they're deliberately trying to hide it from me. Somebody asked me.
Look at that. Well, the driver says it wasn't loaded, but it could have been a lot worse, especially on such a busy road. All right, spring right around the corner, and that can only mean one thing. Allergy season returns. Meanwhile, this Shelby Mack joins us to explain how this year's weather patterns will affect the pollen count. Shelby.
Lots of people have runny nose, itchy eyes, sneezing, and throat. These are all symptoms of allergy. And you won't be able to stay symptoms because it's almost allergy season. And add the crazy weather pattern that we've had so far into 2024, and it could be an interesting year for pollen count. Megan Stockton, board-certified allergist and immunologist at the Allergy, Asthma, and Sinus Center, explains how the latest weather patterns will affect allergens in Middle Tennessee this spring.
Not only does the rain increase the amount of pollen that grows, but then with the severe weather patterns, it will spread that pollen even farther. So people have problems when they go outside on windy days with pollen just blowing all over. Also, the other thing in this area, we do get a lot of mold, and the mold spores are, growth is promoted by all this wet weather. And so you'll not only get it in the springtime, this tree pollen, which you typically expect, but
No.
you get some mold, which causes people issues as well.
Dr. Stopper
I don't know what to eat.
can be an irritant and may make you feel good having allergies. However, it's more due to an allergic pressure change. If your allergies persist, just like this mold and tree pollen are already becoming present, so she suggests the best thing to do is start taking your allergy medicine daily and be consistent. Mark?
All right, get the tissues ready, I guess. Shelby, thank you. Well, it's the last
If you want one now, just say so. Don't worry about me.
Including the presidential primary. Now, this data is from Rutherford County, and it's as of Saturday. More than 5,100 people cast their ballots early in Rutherford County. To check your voter registration and also see other election information before you head out to the polls, you can go to govotn.gov.
Alright.
Man accused of
You going on and get it there?
is now behind bars. We have warned quick action by police to take that suspect into custody. On Shark Tank, we're going to have more on how he's also giving back to Nashville.
In times of severe weather, timing is everything. I'm assuming a lot more there are times to learn how to prepare and what to do when storms hit. Watch the second count all day Thursday and afternoon on News 2.
WKRN's Traffic Tracker, brought to you by the Tennessee Lottery. For over 30 years, Houston Coleman has helped tens of thousands of people after serious accidents. Have been injured as for rent. I'll bet someone you trust will tell you to get Houston Coleman and get it done. Call 800-800-4600. Breaking news, Nashville. This just in. Do you want new floors, but you don't want to move your furniture? No problem. 50 Floors, highly skilled installers will do all the heavy lifting, moving your furniture and putting it back in place when they're done installing your beautiful new floors. Plus, they offer flexible financing plans and free installation. If you thought you couldn't afford new floors, think again. Go to 50floor.com today. 50 Floor, ultimate flooring experience.
CFPWeightLossNashville.com. We are Nashville's #1 non-surgical weight loss clinic. We help you achieve your dream body. With CFP Weight Loss Nashville, you can lose 2 to 8 pounds of fat every week. No need for exercise, shots, or pills. No prepackaged meals. Our simple program will help you shape your body effortlessly. Create the body you deserve today. Don't wait. Take action now and visit CFPWeightLossNashville.com to get started today on your journey.
Be advised, this is your once-in-a-lifetime chance to save thousands on a hot tub and swim spa Friday through Sunday. Millions of dollars in factory direct 2024 inventory. The Fairgrounds Nashville. Hundreds of different models to choose from. See the revolutionary swim spa. Exercise, spin, and relax without the expensive maintenance of a pool. Hot tubs in stock, ready for delivery. Save thousands. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. We'll even haul away your own hot tub. The Fairgrounds Nashville. Free admission. Call 855-SPA-SAVE.
It's February at ARS Mystery River.
855-244-4321. A local man is making Middle Tennessee proud. A Nashville tech entrepreneur reeled in a big investment this month on ABC's Shark Tank show. Avesh Day shows me his invention, and after all his success, how he's giving back to Music City. Avesh Day admits he was not born with a green thumb.
I was not before, not at all. I was the exact opposite. I'll tell you, I was a serial plant killer.
What he lacked in gardening skills, Avesh made up for in curiosity. A self-described geek at heart since childhood, with an interest in DIY electronics and a passion for being a better gardener, Avesh got to tinkering a few years ago.
They saw like this green LED light and this weird looking jumbled mess of wires, but to me it was everything. It was like the moment of, oh my gosh, I can do this.
He created Flora, a gadget and app that teaches how to care for your plants.
It's essentially like a life alert for your plants. Tells you exactly how much moisture, light, temperature, and other vitals your plants need to thrive.
To raise capital and grow his plant care consumer brand, Avesh took his product on ABC's hit entrepreneur show, Shark Tank.
It was a magical moment, and just seeing the sharks in person.
And he even got a bite from shark Lori Greiner.
We were able to land a deal with her. She agreed to $300,000 for 15% plus 5% advisor shares and a royalty deal. I couldn't have been happier with that outcome.
Back in Nashville, Avesh shares his business knowledge with school kids, inspiring the next generation of entrepreneurs in Music City.
Seeing kids that are just curious about like solving problems, asking questions, and that's what leads to entrepreneurship. That's what leads to inventions and innovation.
There's an environmental part to this as well. For each product sold, a tree is planted, and that's through a nonprofit called One Tree Planted. We have a link to Flora's website when you check out WKRN.com.
This is a News 2 Storm Tracker Weather Alert.
Let's go right now. We have a wind advisory for some strong gusts. We're watching this in the next 24 hours. Let's go to Danielle Breezy. She's live at Stoner Creek Elementary, where it's already kind of windy.
I was going to say, Monica, in case you didn't notice, there is definitely a wind advisory because my hair is going all over the place. And this is just the beginning of what's coming down the pipeline. And I'm going to tell you why I'm here in just a bit. But first, I want to get to the weather forecast because it's pretty important. We've got a wind advisory in place now, and it goes all the way to as late as 3 p.m. as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Here's why we're expecting wind gusts as high as, say, 35 to 40 miles an hour. So that wind advisory in place for all of Middle Tennessee and southern Kentucky. It is in place again until as late as 3 p.m. Wind gusts as high as 40 to 45 miles an hour. All right, let's talk about what's happening here. We've got two things to talk about. We've got this Storm Prediction Center outlook that goes until 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can see this here. So you see that green color. That's a marginal risk. It's been dropped a little bit farther south now to include parts of Montgomery, parts of Stewart, parts of Robertson County, even Sumner's included in that. And then there's a slight risk up for parts of Trigg, Christian, and all of Muhlenberg County. That's a level 2 out of 5. And what we're anticipating here is all modes of severe weather possible. And that goes from, say, 2 a.m. to about 6 a.m. And then that risk expands east. It does include Wilson County, where I am right now, all the way out to the plateau. That's going to start around 6 a.m. and go to around 8, 9 o'clock in the morning when the storms move on out of here. And again, what we're expecting is wind, hail, heavy rain, and there is that risk for an isolated tornado, especially in Kentucky, as we have some isolated cells developing very early in the morning. So with that in mind, have a safety plan ready to go. Have the phone fully charged and in the on position, and make sure you download the WKRN weather app. It is free in the App Store. We've got a low pressure center to the north. We've got a cold front out to the west, and that's going to come swinging on through, and that's what's going to trigger that line of storms. Out ahead of it, lots of clouds out there right now over us, and temperatures are still very mild. We are in the 70s and 60s, depending on where you live. So winds are gusting. They're upwards of 30 to 35 to even, we have peak wind gusts at 38 miles an hour in some spots. And so it is going to be very strong and windy tonight into tomorrow. Let's talk about future tracker, though, because I want to timeline these storms for you. By 3 a.m., they're firing far north and west in southern Kentucky.
and we'll have to watch those individual cells. As we get to about 5 a.m., they're pushing into Middle Tennessee, so Clarksville starts to see them more as a linear line. So at that point, I would tell you damaging winds going to be the biggest threat. And then pushes over Nashville around 7 o'clock, and then widespread rain develops around mid-morning, and may continue into about lunchtime and wrap up as a few snowflakes really on the plateau. I know this is a dynamic system that is going to make the temperatures tumble. In fact, we're going to start in the mid-60s in the morning with those strong storms, but by 11 falling already into the 40s. So don't send your kiddo up with shorts to school in the morning, because by afternoon they're going to need the winter jacket. By 3 o'clock we're windy, we're cold, we're at 43 degrees, and by 7 o'clock we're dropping in the upper 30s. And then again, as we look for the next couple of days, those temperatures will be cold in the 50s, warming back in the 60s and 70s over the weekend. And Shelby, if we can go to the Weather Authority 7-day forecast, because I want to talk more about that. Here we'll see that you can see the cool temperatures continue Thursday, Friday. We can have a few more showers. We do turn milder over the weekend, and we'll stay milder as we head into next week. But I do want to come back out live real quick. I want to show you Amanda Smith, the principal here at Stoner Creek Elementary, and you dealt with this. So this elementary school actually got hit by the March 2nd, 3rd, 2020. Tell me about that.
It did, yes. It came through the middle of the night, thank goodness. Would have been a different story had it come through the daytime. So just a tragic we experienced, lived through a lot of trouble sometimes, but in the end we thrived, and we're here in this beautiful school with a FEMA shelter, and we're ready for the weather to kind of hit us.
And we're here for Steam Night. Are we excited for today? It's the first one ever.
So excited for Steam Night. We have over 20 vendors from our community here to represent how their business supports STEAM and the great learning we're doing in our classrooms that can show how it is relative to real life.
This is going to be great. So this is kicking off at 5 o'clock. I'm so excited to show it off for y'all live on the news. So we'll send it back into you, but you know, as I eat my hair, it's very windy out here. We're going to go inside at 5 and show you what's going on in there, too.
That's a good idea. All right. Thank you both, Danielle. Well, officials continue their efforts in protecting the music community against artificial intelligence. Why local artists say the Elvis Act is so important to them.
Sponsored by Window World.
Hey, y'all, Tammy Tucker here. It's so important to have a beautiful smile to feel good about yourself. And I don't trust anyone but Dr. Adam Costco. Dr. Costco makes it easy and painless. Nothing builds confidence like a beautiful smile.
Be advised, this is your once-in-a-lifetime chance to save thousands on a hot tub and swim spa Friday through Sunday. Millions of dollars in Factory Direct 2024 inventory and fairgrounds nationwide. Hundreds of different models to choose from. See the revolutionary swim spa features on spinning relaxing for the expensive hands of a pool hot tubs in stock, ready for delivery. Save thousands. 18-month interest-free financing. Trade-ins welcome. We'll even pull away your old hot tub. The fairgrounds nationwide. Great mission. Call 855-SPA-SAVE.
My name is LaShondra Fields. I was driving on the highway as I came to a stop. A car rear ended me, and the impact onto my body forward. Dealing with Morgan & Morgan was very simple for me. The process just seemed so easy because I didn't have to go anywhere. Everything was electronic. I used DocuSign. Everything came through email. I never went to the office. When it came to negotiating, they didn't just settle for anything. They definitely went to bat for me. They just tried to figure out I was the type that was Blackstone Brown is your trusted HVAC plumbing company, serving both residential and commercial customers across Middle Tennessee. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Bosco Brown. Meet the News 2 Educator of the Week Thursday on News 2 at 10 and Friday on News 2 This Morning at 6. News 2 Educator of the Week presented by the Tennessee Lottery.
Today's News 2 Storm Tracker Weather Alert Day.
CFPWeightLossNashville.com. We are Nashville's #1 non-surgical weight loss clinic. We help you achieve your dream body. With CFP Weight Loss Nashville, you can lose 2 to 8 pounds of fat every week. No need for exercise, shots, or pills. No prepackaged meals. Our simple program will help you shape your body effortlessly. Create the body you deserve today. Don't wait. Take action now and visit CFPWeightLossNashville.com to get started today on your journey.
Hey y'all, Tammy Tucker here. It's so important to have a beautiful smile to feel good about yourself. And I wouldn't trust anyone but Dr. Adam Costco. Dr. Costco makes it easy and painless. Nothing builds confidence like a beautiful smile.
President Joe Biden says a pause in the Israel-Hamas war could come within a matter of days. As Rashad Hudson reports, the White House has been under pressure from advocates to make something happen soon.
Ohio Republican Senator J.D. Vance says it is time to bring Americans being held captive by Hamas home.
We really want the hostages freed. We have, I still believe, 6 Americans that are currently held in Gaza.
The U.S. and its Middle East allies are working on a deal that would pause the fighting between Israel and Hamas during the observance of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, with the goal of freeing more hostages.
I think we should be doing everything that we can, economically, diplomatically, to try to free those hostages.
State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller says it all comes down to cooperation from Hamas.
Whether Hamas is willing to agree to a deal that would provide significant benefits to the Palestinian people that they claim to represent.
Israeli officials have not publicly reacted to President Biden's comments about an imminent ceasefire. Officials of the government of Israel, including the Prime Minister, have said publicly that they would prefer the situation to be resolved diplomatically. President Biden says he hopes to have a ceasefire deal as early as next week.
A national security advisor tells me that we're close. We're close. We're not done yet.
The Biden administration says the ultimate goal is to end the war soon. Reporting in Washington, Rashad Hudson.
A suspected bank robber behind bars in Gallatin. We have a look at the moment officers took that suspect into custody. That's next on News 2.
The finely crafted Volkswagen Taos. It's built just right. Lease the new 2024 Taos at $249 a month after a $500 customer bonus. Limited inventory available.
As a nurse, I see it all. So if you've been hurt in a car wreck, I know what you're going through. There's pain, financial stress, and dealing with the insurance company, that's tough. Some people call a lawyer to help with all that. I think that's a good idea. Because while I can help you get back on your feet, a good lawyer can help you get on with your life.
Call Ponzi Law. Justice for all. 615-244-4321.
All right, watch this. The guarantee offer is the easiest way to sell your home. No home inspections, no lock boxes, no open houses. Go to marchbank.com to get a guaranteed offer and start packing.
H.E. Palmer. Since 1889, we've put craftsmanship first. It's why we still hand drive every nail that goes into your new roof. Sure, it may take more time and is a little bit harder, but then roofing is an art. Everything has a place and a purpose. Do the job right the first time and build it to last. It's a philosophy that started with H.E. Palmer on his purchase.
Whoa, what happened?
This very day, H.E. Palmer. We're not good because we're old. We're old because we're good.
AV's new heating and air. That stands for
Not that big on my line. I ain't got time no more. A nigga started from the bottom, now I'm living.
So, let's really talk about how I went through your phone last night. Excuse me, sir. I'm just recording this so TikTok can see too. I went through your phone last night. Went through your Snapchat. Now, who the fuck is Patricia? Why are you like...
That's not you? Wait, let me check again.
Who the fuck? Does that sound like my motherfucking name? Who the fuck is Patricia? Who's Patricia? I didn't like that very much. She's ugly too. Her forehead is from here to Mars and back. So, what are we gonna do about that?
Huh?
If you can, you can hear.
Do it again. I didn't get the memo.
So, let's really talk about how I went through your phone last night. Excuse me, sir.
$279 a month after a $500 customer bonus.
Join the News 2 newsletter and get today's top stories.
And forecast delivered straight to your inbox. Sign up at WKRS.com.
News 2 at 4. Oh man, with no criminal history is sitting in the Sumner County Jail this evening, accused of robbing a Gallatin bank. Andy Corday has been following this story and joins us with the story you are seeing first on 2. Andy?
Hey there, Mark. Yesterday's bank robbery was really a clinic on how to apprehend an alleged bank robber right from the first 911 call to the moment that officers were actually slapping the handcuffs on the alleged suspect. 14 minutes had elapsed. 10:42 Monday morning. Gallatin police raced to the Regions Bank on East Main Street. After a man police have now identified as Thomas Klein reportedly walks in and robs a bank.
On arrival, we were notified that a subject came in, advised that this was a stick-up, told the teller to give him the money.
Quick-thinking bank employees are able to get the alleged robber's license plate. And within a few minutes, Gallatin police are saturating Thomas Klein's neighborhood. That's where they find the alleged bank robber exiting his car. I've seen the body cam. I mean, the guy almost looks like he's just getting out of his car and he's like, whoa, here are the cops.
Yes, so the first officer on scene, when he arrived, he quickly disseminated the information to the other officers that were responding. Those officers quickly went to the address of the subject in question and took him into custody. When they got there, he was exiting the vehicle.
After his arrest, police will find this realistic toy gun in Klein's pocket. Police tell me he brought it into the bank but never displayed it.
I think that our officers did an incredible job. The citizens, the employees of the bank did an incredible job getting this information to our officers. Like I said, the call was at 10:42. He was taken into custody at 10:56.
And Thomas Klein is charged with aggravated robbery and theft under $1,000. His bond is $125,000.
All right, as Andy mentioned, Thomas Klein has no previous criminal history. He's scheduled to be in court March 12th. So also tonight, a weather alert due to strong winds in our area. The possibility of some storms as well. Danielle Booty, she's live at Stoner Creek Elementary School there in Mount Juliet. And Danielle, we know the winds already starting to pick up a tad.
I mean, you may have noticed that my hair isn't all over the place yet, Margo. We do have a wind advisory in place across our area, and I am here for their first annual STEAM night. I'm going to be showing off the storm trackers you can see behind me and talking to them all about severe weather. And we really need to be prepared, all of us right now in Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky, because there is that risk as we head into tomorrow morning. Let's talk about what's happening right now. We have the wind advisory in place, and it's in place for Middle Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. It's until as late as 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. So winds could be as high as 40 to 45 miles an hour. You look at the current wind gusts, most of them are gusting anywhere from 29 to 30 to 32 to 35 miles an hour. In fact, peak wind gusts at least at 38 miles per hour today, and that was over in Clarksville. Now, I do want to talk about the storm prediction outlook graphic because through 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, you see now there is a marginal risk in green, a 1 out of 5 that includes parts of Montgomery, Stewart, Robertson, and Southern County. So that is just a little bit farther to the south. There's also a slight risk in the yellow color. That's a level 2 out of 5, and that includes parts of Trent, Christian, and Muhlenberg counties. So in these areas in particular, we need to be prepared for all modes of severe weather. And then as we head into after 6 a.m. through about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, that risk shifts east and does include parts of Wilson County all the way up to the plateau. At that point, I would tell you it's really wind, rain, and hail. But in the early morning hours in southern Kentucky, we need to be prepared for even that low-end risk for an isolated tornado. We are going to be showing you right now what's happening outside. This is our Murray Regional Health Camera in Columbia. We've got lots of clouds. The clouds are moving fast, and we've got lots of wind. As you look at that flag there, you can see it's flapping in the distance. We're going to talk more about the timeline on those storms hour by hour and talk about just how cold the temperatures will tumble as we head into the afternoon hours tomorrow. It's going to shock your system, I'll tell you that much. But we'll send it back to you.
All right, we'll be prepped, Danielle. Thank you. Metro Police arrested a man accused of shoplifting at a Circle K. Officers arrested Mitchell Brown Jr. yesterday, charged him with aggravated assault. Incident dates back to February 4th, where officers say Brown was caught stealing beer from the Circle K on Murfreesboro Pike. According to the arrest affidavit, the store clerk attempted to stop Brown, but he kicked the clerk in the leg and broke 2 bones. Police say Brown admitted to the crime as well. Someone died after being hit by a semi on I-65 in Robertson County. This happened around 8:30 last night in the Portland area. Our partners at Smoky Bar News say a vehicle heading north was in the median and may have been hit. The early investigation says the driver then got out and then was hit by a semi, and their name has not been released. It's proposed legislation designed to protect musicians' voices from the misuse of artificial intelligence. Legislators are one step closer to making it law. The Elvis Act passed a House committee just this morning. But one legal expert says it could have unintended consequences that would impact almost everyone in Tennessee. News 2's Tori Gessner explains.
The technology is a double-edged sword. Artificial intelligence holds great promise and will be used for wonderful advancements. But it can also be abused to steal people's images and voices. That can be especially concerning in Music City, where singer and
Traffic had to go down to one lane as crews work to clear that scene, and the road right now is back open.
Now, News 2 Team Traffic with Corey Johnson.
But in other areas of the road, we do have crashes. Let's go to Corey with that.
That's right, Mark. We're watching this accident right now. If you're making your way westbound on I-24 in Laverne, just east of Old Hickory Boulevard near mile marker 63 is where we have that accident for us at this time. Now, our cameras are going in and out of being a little bit fuzzy, but this is our view from our T-Dot Smartway cameras. If you are headed westbound back toward Nashville from the Laverne area at this hour, near exit 64 to Waldron Road specifically is where that crash is situated. Now, it was blocking at least 2 lanes about 10 minutes ago. It's since moved to the right-hand shoulder, but that blockage of the road is what accounts for all of the stop-and-go traffic we're seeing as a result of that incident. Other areas of slowdown that we're continuing to watch, not due to accidents, but just more drivers out on the roadways at this hour. I-40 if you're headed westbound near Church Street, as well as 24 west if you're making your way toward the I-65 connector from Shelby Avenue, moving slow for us. I-40 west of Spence Lane, not far from that
area I just showed you. The westbound lane looking pretty good, but if you're headed eastbound out toward Briley Parkway, past that toward Donaldson, out toward Mount Juliet, you will see delays at this hour. Seeing more delays, also watching them along 440 East near Nolensville Road. Not expecting that to change much for us until we get to the 6 o'clock hour. Quick look at our drive times, fairly moderate across the board. If you're headed out to Murfreesboro, it'll be just under an hour mark.
All right, Corey, thank you. So we have new developments in the fight over IVF treatments in Alabama following that controversial ruling from that state's Supreme Court that frozen embryos are considered children. Well, Alabama's governor now supporting a new law that would clarify the opposite, saying frozen embryos are not considered children. ABC's Melissa Dunn brings us the latest.
Lawmakers in Alabama now working to protect IVF services following the controversial ruling by Alabama's Supreme Court concerning frozen embryos. Alabama's Governor Kay Ivey aiming to remove the uncertainty for IVF clinics.
And I anticipate having a bill on my desk very shortly, while ensuring that the legislature has time to get this right.
The federal government also responding to the ruling from the Alabama Supreme Court saying frozen embryos are considered children. Several clinics in the state paused treatments as a result, causing uncertainty for many families.
I still have one embryo remaining after we've had multiple retrievals, and I don't know if my family is complete at this point. So right now I'm in very much limbo.
Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra in Alabama today, meeting with families affected by the decision.
We're trying to figure out at the federal level what we can continue to do to try to be supportive of people who want to access their health care rights.
The fallout could impact women and families across the country.
After Roe v. Wade was overturned, actually even before then, when Donald Trump promised to only appoint justices who would overturn it, I warned that red states would come for IVF, and now they have.
Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth now among Senate Democrats leading efforts to establish a statutory right to access assistive reproductive technologies, including IVF. Recently, Alabama's Attorney General stating he has no intention of prosecuting IVF families or providers. Alabama's biggest hospital, one of 3 clinics, stopping IVF and telling ABC it cannot commit to restoring treatments until the state Supreme Court reconsiders its opinion on legislation is passed. Melissa Dunn.
My car be parked on the other side.
Demarion, you want to hear something funny?
Your local weather authority team, Laverne. Get live weather forecast for your community on the free WKRN weather app. Laverne, we've got you covered.
To the 100 Nashville area every day.
Welcome to Nashville. Welcome to Nashville.
News 2, calling Nashville home for
Oh, we did have water. I heard
count on it.
Everything about a big truck crash is serious. At Ponce Mall, we give these cases the urgent attention they demand. As soon as you call us, our truck response team jumps into action. So if you've been injured, call the real truck lawyers at Ponce Law.
Hold on, what was that?
How would you like your hair today? Make it pretty, like the ones they make beautiful at Pinnacle Home Improvements. I think it's pronounced Pinnacle. That's what I said.
Pinnacle Home Improvements is now offering 0 down payment, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 12 months. Get a new roof installed, windows for your entire house, or new siding, and make it easy on yourself for a limited time only.
Large mushroom.
Susan Marie. Inside you car, fresh as delicious guilt-free recipes you can make in a
You ever have to go cut the water on, Puss? Cut the light on.
Yeah.
Listen, Susan.
And ain't nobody here?
Yeah.
If something busted and they have to cut the water off, you gonna have to move. No.
I know.
This stuff right here,
Yeah.
just cut off right back there. It's down. You'll see 2 buckets. 2, this here. A blue thing like
a bucket.
Yeah, like little man got down there, like a green bucket.
Yeah.
Or like my phone. It's right behind that. It's a yellow cut off. Now when you have to cut it off,
Yeah.
it's sticking out this way. Look.
Yeah.
It come out this way, cut it off.
Yeah.
You got to turn it
Turn this on this like this way.
towards the street,
Ain't no cut it off.
and it cut the water off.
And turn it back.
When you want it back on, cut it back toward the door. And it cuts the water. But you don't cut it hard now. You don't pull that thing real hard. You break the lever on it. But you put it back.
How about you tell me the headline? Duly appointed special agent of the TBI. I was gonna miss
See, I told you about the damn road, not to cut the door.
I didn't shut the door.
This is a News 2 Storm Tracker Weather Alert.
Let's go out live to Danielle Bracey and Mount Juliet. And
Let's go.
There, that was when the never mind.
the works with the weather tonight.
I was going to say, if you haven't stepped outside today, it is windy. I wouldn't even say it's breezy. It's windy. We do have a wind advisory in place. We've had wind gusts even around this area.
Oh, they're doing that.
18 miles per hour. That's what our storm tracker vehicle has discovered tonight. But I want to talk about that wind advisory and get right to it, because we do have that wind advisory until as late as 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. So wind gusts could be as high as 40 to 45 miles an hour. On top of that, we're looking for the risk of a few stronger storms, and this is going to hit in the overnight hours into early Wednesday morning. Okay, so let's talk about now through 6 a.m. Wednesday. I would tell you the timeline is really 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. for our area. You see that green color, that's a marginal risk. That has now been extended farther south, so it does include Stewart, parts of Montgomery, parts of Robertson, parts of Sumner County. Okay, that's a level 1 out of 5. But that yellow color you see right there, that's parts of Trigg, Christian, and Muhlenberg County. That's a level 2 out of 5. And the orange is in the midst outside of our viewing area, but that's a level 3 out of 5. So that risk is going to include almost severe weather in that area. And then just after 6 o'clock in the morning, that risk expands and moves east. So it does include Wilson County and areas east on the plateau into southern Kentucky. And what we're anticipating is gusty winds to be the biggest threat. Heavy rain, hail, and in the very early morning hours, especially in Kentucky, there could be an isolated tornado or two. So with that in mind, you want to have a safety plan ready to go. You want to have the phone fully charged and in the on position, and you want to make sure you download that W. Karen weather app. If we get any warnings, they come directly to your cell phone. Here's why we're going to see these storms. We've got air low pressure to the north. You see that cold front? That is going to bring down some real cold air by tomorrow afternoon, but also going to trigger that line of storms. Out ahead of it, the warm front's pushing in right now. We've got a lot of clouds over our area, and we've got lots of wind and warm temperatures. Temperatures, for the most part, are in the 70s and even 60s, depending on where you live, and those wind gusts are pretty fierce. Wind gusts at least 25 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, to even 35 miles an hour. We've seen the highest one so far today has been around 38 miles per hour. Let's talk about the timeline on the storms, because by 3 a.m. they start to fire in southern Kentucky there, and we'll have to watch some of those individual cells in particular. Now, as we get to about 5 a.m., they're pushing into northwestern middle Tennessee, more as a linear line. So at that point, I would tell you it's more wind, hail, and heavy rain. Moving into Nashville, it's becoming more widespread by about mid-morning, around 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, and then it's being east of I-65. Now, as we get to about lunchtime, we can see that rain turn over to even some wet snowflakes up on the higher elevations of the plateau. So just a heads up. The idea is with the system, it moves out quickly. By 1, 2 o'clock, it's gone, but those temperatures are dropping like a rock. So we start the day with strong storms in the mid-60s around 7 a.m. By 11 a.m., a few showers still lingering. We're dropping already to 46 degrees. By 3 o'clock, we're in the low 40s. It is blustery and cold outside. And by 7 o'clock, we're down to 39 degrees. So we are dropping. Temperatures will be only in the 50s Thursday.